The great debate. Meg Whitman and Steve Poizner finally come face-to-face to discuss California's issues and California's future. So which do you want running your state? The McCourt divorce. Jamie McCourt steps into the spotlight and answers questions about a much publicized personal battle. You'll never believe what she said about the divorce proceedings. And the race for California's Senate seat is getting ugly. Carly Fiorina calls Barbara Boxer a blimp, full of hot air and lies. You got to see it. All the stories people are talking about and everything you need to know right now on The Filter. Hello again on The Filter Forefront, our top four, including Mama needs a drink and I'm taking the baby with me. But we'll get started with this. If you're Toyota, what do? You got a bullseye on your back and you, Toyota, think people may want to take advantage. Now, last week we told you about James Sykes, who made a desperate call to 911 after he claimed his accelerator stuck. Today, Toyota issued a statement.
Well, we're not calling him anything, and we're not judging what did or did not happen in the car on that day. We're just telling you the mechanical and technology in the vehicle, and that it was inspected to find all the systems were working normally after the incident, haven't been able to be replicated. Beyond that, we're not saying anything else.
For the courts, the question will be, who do you believe? The bigger question, if you're Toyota, should you just sit back and take your medicine? Challenging people at this point may further erode consumer confidence. Our contributors, Megan Barth from RedCounty.com and attorney and radio talk show host Leo Terrell. Leo, I'm going to start with you. Are you chomping at the bit for somebody to come in and say, I've got a problem with my Toyota? Is that immediate dollar signs?
Yes and no. I want a real problem. Toyota got a big plus today because they basically, without saying it, accused this guy of lying. A lot of people, Fred, are going to look at Toyota as a quick payday. But this type of situation helps Toyota because there is no question about it. This guy's credibility is at issue, and he later came out and announced the fact that he wasn't going to file a lawsuit. So he's backpedaling. This was a big plus for Toyota today. Plus, you got to remember one thing. Toyota's competition is not Chevrolet, it's the U.S. government, because the U.S. government owns a lot of General Motors, and there is a direct conflict of interest. I think Toyota's getting a raw deal on a lot of these issues.
I understand that, but Megan, look at it like this. If Toyota comes out and defends itself against every single person that claims they've got a problem, it seems to me that Toyota is putting their hands up and saying, hey, don't blame us. You're all lying. I think that could backfire against them.
Well, it could. I think lawyers that chase ambulances now might be chasing Toyotas. They have to be really careful. They have to set some money aside in case there is a class action suit that does pop up. But they do need to get in front of this problem and get in front of this problem quickly to thwart any sort of uprising and litigation, for sure.
Leo, let me give you the last word on this. From a consumer confidence standpoint, how much trouble is Toyota in, and what does Toyota do? And I got to tell you, by just addressing the issue, I don't think that's going to get it done, because I think people are going to come out of the woodwork here pretty soon and go after them.
Well, I think a lot of people can go after him, Fred, and they're going to have to do a great PR campaign. They were slow out the gate. They waited too long, but Toyota is going to rebound. I just saw a report where their sales have increased, but there's a problem that they have. It's a PR image. They're going to have to avoid these type of situations where people are making these false accusations. In this particular situation, I think Toyota won the day, but in the long term, it's going to create some damage for Toyota.
All right. Well, certainly for Toyota, this has got to be considered a bit of a melodrama. And what are the principals in the McCourt melodrama? Spoke on camera today. Jamie McCourt talked with our Vicky Vargas. Divorce is oftentimes painful, but it's also common in the state of California. Here's some of what Jamie had to say.
It's sad for the children that it's public, and I wish it weren't so. At the end of the day, I never would have thought that I'd be drawing on my strength to go through something like this.
So if you move on, will baseball be a part of whatever?
Well, time will tell. We'll see. This is the big debate right now.
Right.
You know? We'll see. I do keep saying, look at me, I'm Jewish, I can be bought. But
well, I think the McCourts have handled their personal business rather poorly. I mean, Jamie McCourt said, I wish this wouldn't have become public. Well, of course it's public. They came to town to own the Dodgers. In reality, with all due respect, they actually came to town to own the spotlight. Their inability to settle this privately has made a mockery of one of the city's most cherished possessions. Did the McCourts want to own the Dodgers, or did they want to become stars, Megan?
Well, I'd hope it would be not the latter. They put up a lot of money as an investment to own the Dodgers, and unfortunately, this divorce is getting messy, like all divorces do. What Jamie McCourt needs to do is take herself out of the spotlight as much as she can, rebrand herself, and make sure that if she is going to be that empowered woman that's going to lead her charge in opening a foundation, she needs to brand herself as Jamie McCourt, businesswoman, entrepreneur, and not Frank McCourt's ex-wife, bitter ex-wife. So she has to be very careful in the public image that she creates from this point on.
Now, Leo, as an attorney, and you're not in family law, but I'm sure you've dealt with things that get very emotional. The McCourts and Jamie McCourt saying, I don't want this to be public, but that's exactly what she wants.
You're right.
Exactly.
You're right. Exactly, and they're scripted by their lawyers. Don't think Jamie McCourt and Frank McCourt are not out there speaking, and they're not being coached by their attorneys, and they're not winning the sympathy vote from either side, Fred. The city of Los Angeles owns the Dodgers. The McCourt may own it legally, but this dirty laundry is hurting the Dodgers. The finance issue, the fact that they paid any taxes a couple of years, you talk about the Dodgers and the fan base, they're eroding that base because they're airing their dirty laundry out for public consumption, and that's wrong.
Leo, I want to follow up with you for a second here. I mean, you talked about the tax situation, and I know there have been charges. They spent company money on personal business. At the very end of this, because they have trumpeted this, both sides, the attorneys advising them as well, can't this just come back to bite them? I mean, are there legal issues here?
Oh, there's tremendous legal issues, and right now they are going to continue this trial during the baseball season. And what they're doing, Fred, is they're throwing up trial balloons. I mean, Jamie McCourt said that Frank McCourt likes litigation. They're going to be bitten in the long run, and you know what? It's going to be a bargaining tool by the ball players who are negotiating their contracts. So there's a lot at issue here.
All right. Well, they're in the spotlight, and speaking of the spotlight,